Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So here's a suggestion. I saw in the comment section that Omaha is an 11 hour drive from Dallas. Terrence Crawford should pull up to Earl Spence fight as a spectator. Just build the name cachet. Him pulling up will make it an event. Two, if you're talking zeros, if you're talking about elevating that fight, which is probably a year and a half, 2 years away, but the more consistent he is at just being a patron, not being disrespectful, but just showing up. You know what I mean? Acknowledging that it's looming. You understand what I'm saying? Not pretending like man doesn't exist. You know, I don't think that's, you know, acknowledging the truth always works. It's always effective. And I know he's a busy man on the weekend. I follow him on social media, and his son is a hell of a wrestler that I've seen, because every weekend he's walking home with medals and stuff like that. So I know he has a busy family weekend schedule, but if he can afford the time, you know, it'll probably cost him $5,000 last minute. You know, he'll probably take him and three other friends or a team, Bomac, Team Crawford. Bomac will probably go, and whatever the case may be, if he foots the bill, etc. Who cares? And but just so it can correlate to like real numbers, hypothetical real numbers. If he spends $5,000 this weekend, he will do, if he chooses to. I saw that interview where he says, "Who wouldn't want to be Floyd Mayweather?" Well, this is a way to build your name cachet. Even if you're not fighting the top opponents, you're getting top interviews at top events, which is not equal, but as high as you can go without fighting the marquee names. So he should go to and be more casual. You know, he's not cutting weight this week. He actually can eat this week. You know what I mean? He can do whatever he wants. You know, he could he could take his family. That would be a great move. Take his wife. He has a beautiful family. Every time you see him outside of boxing, if you don't follow him on social media, he's either pranking and competing against people that he's around, or loving on his family. Like, that's literally what I've seen of Terrence Crawford. You know, so I think that would be a great move. And as I digress back into the numbers, if let's say $5,000, right? Which is extreme, because it's an 11-hour drive, would probably make it hour 40-minute flight. I don't know, somewhere in there. Millions of dollars. I would say up until that fight, $5 to $10 million worth of media press just this weekend alone, because I don't know I don't know what the algorithm is to substantiate my claim, but I'm just saying, damn, if every media outlet is there, which Earl Spence will be there, you got every major Texas newspaper will be there if they're correlated, because he's correlated with the Dallas Cowboys. All the Dallas Cowboys will be there. They will find out who Terrence Crawford is, because many of them, may be novice boxing fans, but because it's an event in their city, they show up. You understand what I'm saying? It's sort of like the Olympics. I'm just giving you a hypothetical parallel. Like, when the Olympics come to America, I don't really watch jousting, right? I don't really watch curling. I know I'm talking about the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics simultaneously, but I'll watch curling. You know what I mean? I'll watch the steeplechase. You understand? Because it's an event, and I think by what I've heard 2 weeks ago, Gary Russell, they had sold close to 10,000 tickets, if not more. So that leads us to believe that it's going to be a sellout. You know, so just Terrence Crawford showing up heightens the event and attaches each other to their career. Sort of like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. No matter, they couldn't run from each other. You understand? And they had to face one another. Albeit it took 5 or 6 years. I don't know what the exact number is, but this makes everybody attached. They will go into the Hall of Fame together. They will always be remembered for that fight when it happens. You know, no disrespect to any other opponent that they've ever faced, but because of how we're valuing this fight. And as you guys see, there's a video or an article every day about this fight, pretty much. If you guys go through all the blogs or the vlogs and the blogs and the newspaper articles. But this will be a great choice for Terrence Crawford. And Terrence and just me knowing Earl Spence, he would appreciate it, you know, because Terrence Crawford is a respectful dude in public. You know, I only know him publicly. You know, he's not the type of guy that will upstage him and talk shit. Basically, he would just be confident. Terrence Crawford, I'm better, and I'm just here just to see my legacy fight. That's basically what it is. You know, you gotta respect it. It's like in LA, Westchester, Fairfax. It's looming. No matter what we do, where we go, it's that those two games in basketball are looming, and there's nothing you can do about it. It was like in high school football out here in LA, Carson Banning. You can't get by it. You the road to the championship goes through each other. Well, when I was in college, it was Carson Banning. I'm not sure how good they are now, but still today, Fairfax Westchester is the marquee high school basketball game in the city section here in Los Angeles. So they can't escape one another. This is their history. This is their legacy. And I would pull up to his fight. You know what I mean? I would go to the weigh-in press conference just as a patron. And he doesn't even have to be loud. Just his presence. His presence. And it's so close to his house. So close to his home, you know, his homeland. You know, I just think it'll be a great move. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm putting on my PR hat because I want this fight. And as you guys said, I was so, you guys thought I was real hard on Terrence Crawford. I was just putting more eyes on him. That's all I was doing. I wasn't being vindictive or malicious. I kind of tricked you guys or bamboozled you guys into getting a emotional reaction out of y'all. You guys know how I feel about black athletes, you guys. So, Terrence Crawford, pull up to Earl Spence website fight this weekend. Show up Friday for the weigh-in. Hang out at the hotel. It's gonna be tons of news and media outlets staying in the same region. You know, as you guys know, I'll be there. It's just gonna be a fun event. You know, Earl Spence is scheduled to, on paper, fight a lesser opponent. He's on slate to beat this guy within 6 rounds. You know, I don't know this guy. I've never seen the guy fight, so I'm feeling like this is like a event for Earl Spence and like a celebration for Jamel Charlo for his victory last week since they're ace sparring partners with one another. So congratulations to Jamel Charlo last week. He won. At the end of the day, he won. Trout was a hell of an opponent. I don't care what no one say. Trout at anyone at 54, it's a tough ass fight, you know. And you know, I have infinite amounts of respect for Austin Trout, man. Just a great character guy. If you haven't seen that interview that we did, it actually put I'm not finished divulging or digesting that interview yet, so can't give you my full comment, but that interview kind of like got my spiritual wheels turning per se, and I'm thankful for that. So you know, I'm evolving. Like I tell you guys, I'm in search of my alchemy. You know, but yeah, man. So Terrence Crawford, I wonder will you show up? You know, you can get tickets. I mean, come on, you can just call somebody. You know, call Sam. So Sam is a great dude. So, but anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear what you guys say in the comment section. Is this a great idea? Bad idea? It's literally right in his backyard. You know what I mean? Basically a 2-hour flight. He has to take at least a 2-hour flight anywhere he goes, just based off of where he lives. So a 2-hour flight to him is like pulling out the driveway. So, but I saw Earl Spence today. I saw a video of him. He's cutting weight. He's starting to get like I definitely see the difference, and I'm excited for Earl Spence, man. He rightfully deserves this fight. Every fighter that wins a championship, the 4 major belts, deserves a hometown fight. Because I don't care if it's against a bum or an A-level opponent. It's their choice or their discretion. But you got to take into account boxers start at 6 years old, 4 years old, 8 years old, whatever. And at minimum, in America, if they start at 6, at minimum it's 12 years if they were to fight for a championship. I'm talking about just off pure numbers, right? 18 years old, right? Let's say you walk in first fight, which is 99.9% impossible, but minimum 12 years to be exact. But let's talk real life numbers. Let's say since Floyd did it in 19 months, let's say 2 years. 2 years after your pro debut, you're fighting for a world championship, right? So let's say you start fighting at 6 years old, and by the time you're 20, so 14 years of literally blood, sweat, and tears. Don't forget that. Literal, real time blood, sweat, and tears. And you win one of the 4 alphabets, you deserve a hometown fight, albeit in a 2,000 person arena or a 13,000 person arena as in Earl Spence. I think that's just a culminating event for you. You know what I mean? Like, everyone takes pride in where they live or where they're from, or where they were born. You guys hear me talk about New York all the time. When I cover fights in Brooklyn, you guys know how nostalgic I get, or how humbled I am to have the opportunity to cover fights in the state of New York. You understand what I'm saying? So, I think every fighter, I don't care what weight you are, you deserve it. You understand what I'm saying? And people go harsh on people for fighting a bum opponent in this type of circumstance. But I look at it like, shit. It's a party. It's a celebration, man. And you deserve, you deserve it. You deserve it. So salute to all the fighters, man, who actually have the opportunity to do this. You understand? And then you come back and fight if you're in a major market like a Vegas, LA, New York. No disrespect to the other markets, but those are the 3 fighting capitals of the world right now, of America right now. Don't want to piss off any UK fans, overseas fans, excuse me. I salute you, man. So these are my thoughts, man. Terrence Crawford, stand up. Earl Spence, stand up. The fight is coming. I don't know. I think it's at least minimum 18 months away, just based off of the reality of the 147-pound division on PBC. You know what I mean? I think that I think it's gonna be, and I think it's gonna be an event. I think it's gonna be a hell of an event, and I think that's a fight where you start covering on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be so much to do. People start coming in day by day by day. Media, fans, if you have the opportunity, you want to enjoy all the festivities leading up to that fight. The weigh-in, the fighters' grand entrance. For fights like that, they have that. I just think that's going to be if they get there, there are still some opponents that they have to beat, and whenever you're fighting an A-level opponent, anything can happen. And I think the top 5 at the welterweight are all A-level opponents, man. Danny Garcia, I don't care how you guys feel about him. Danny Garcia is a world champion. And you guys may use your discretion, your personal views on his resume, but I think he has a pretty good 140 resume. Mauricio Herrera, I believe that's his name. Some of you guys still got a bad taste in your mouth about that fight. You understand? Some of you guys call his perfect timing on his left hook lucky. If it happens more than once, it's not luck. You got Sean Porter, who's a dog, A-level fighter. If I say anything positive about Sean, you guys don't dog me in the comment section anyway. So let's just say I said everything about Sean, right? And then you got Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, and you got Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is a hell of I don't care what nobody say. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've covered 4 Keith Thurman fights. He's a hell of a fighter, man. I'm just being candidly honest with you. Like, he understands boxing. He understands every inch of that ring. He's exceptionally cerebral. He has power in both hands. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know you guys may think that he's ducking or doesn't love fighting anymore. We'll find that out as his career progresses. You understand? So I stand by. I reserve my right to make comments on stuff like that just because, I haven't seen him. He hasn't made a comment. So I don't know. So And those five guys, Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, and the three I just mentioned, are the top five welterweights in the world. You understand what I'm saying? And boy, we got something special there. I don't think no one. I honestly don't think no one gets knocked out. Like I genuinely, I don't. Man, it's so hard to knock out an A-level opponent that's in shape. I'm telling you, you can knock them down. I don't think you can knock them out. Like I just don't believe. I don't believe it. You know, think about. Put this in perspective. Um, um, Earl Spence and Kell Brook went 9 or 10 rounds. You know what I mean? That shows you how tough it is to literally stop somebody. He went 10 rounds, man. And some, I mean, some debate whether Kell Brook was damaged goods, but I'm not even. He didn't knock him out. He stopped him. I'm not even gonna go there. Earl Spence earned that victory. He went into his backyard, 30,000 fans didn't like him. He had 50 people with him, and he came out with the belt. He deserves it. I'm not diminishing his victory. He outright deserves it. So, but let me know what you guys think. It's 1:30 in the morning. My flight leaves at 5:40, so I'm just gonna hang out and I'm gonna do some writing, and I got to finish watching this JFK documentary. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the JFK, the final hours, because as soon as I get finished work today, I'm heading straight to the 6-4 museum. So those are my plans today, and that's what I want to get accomplished. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Peace.